Yeah, that's right. We are heading into the Nether to get some ancient debris. As you can tell, I have a couple of pieces of netherite armor and gear, but I want everything to be netherite. Plus, I want extra in case I lose a piece of armor or gear. Ancient debris can be found mostly under the lava oceans between 8 to 22. There is another batch that can be found higher up in the Nether, although that's hard to find. So what I'm planning to do is pretty insane. What I want to do is mine out every block in a chunk to find the ancient debris in that chunk. However, I'm not going to do one chunk, I'm going to do 256 chunks, which is a lot of area. But you might be asking why that specific number of chunks. So why I chose that specific number has to do with this, which is my wither skeleton farm, which I haven't used in a while because the spawning's not great. I made a mistake in building it in a soul sand valley. That's the right biome, but not all of it was in a soul sand valley, so the spawning isn't great on this farm. So what I want to do is kill two birds with one stone. Mine out the area around the farm to get ancient debris, plus remove the areas for mobs to spawn in to make the farm work better. This is going to be a lot of fun, maybe a bit irritating. So the first thing I'm going to have to deal with is all of that lava. And if I want to get rid of lava, the best thing to use is sand. So I'm back here at my original desert that I use. I'm not going to be using allays for this. I'm just going to try to mine and get as much sand as possible. I pretty much need to fill all of these shulker boxes with sand, and that might not even be enough. So let's get started. So now that I have all of my sand, the next step is to fill in this lava. Pretty straightforward. So sand is affected by gravity, so you can place it like that. It'll basically destroy that block of lava. Now this is going to be tricky because it's the lava sea, so I have to fill in all of this area with sand before I can actually mine out all the blocks. So it's hard to hear, but you can actually hear some wither skeletons in there right now. And hopefully I can get a couple. Let's see, did I get any wither skeleton souls? Nope. So anyways, from this point I have to go 128 blocks in every direction. That's just the spawning area around the player. So that means I gotta go 128 blocks that way, that way, that way. And what I'm hoping to do first, just get an idea how much work this is going to involve, is do everything from this down and maybe do everything up, but that might take way too much time. So we're going to see how long this part is going to take. So this is the point I'm at. I'm not very far into this. I've barely even covered one side. It wouldn't be the worst idea to call an audible here and change up my plans, but you know what? I'm committed and I'm going to follow this through. So this is going to take a while, so I'm going to first fill in the lava seas, keep doing that, and then I'll check in with you as things progress, because there's going to be a lot of different steps before I can start blowing things up. So I just wanted to show you how much sand this is all taking. I've mined out all of this area in order to get sand to fill an entire ender chest of shulker boxes. I've destroyed this desert biome out here. From the last time I recorded, it's been a week of me just placing sand. My hand is kind of sore. It sounds like a cement mixer. Kind of sound like that. Anyways, I thought I would show you this to give you an idea. This is a part of the lava sea. I've been placing sand and mining the sand as I go, so I don't have to keep getting sand. Doing this was a big mistake. I should have avoided trying to fill in the lava seas. It takes a lot of sand, plus there isn't as much netherrack under the lava as I expected. Also, these guys keep interrupting me. The gas, plus the piglins, plus the hoglins, plus the endermen. How? The mobs are a lot to deal with. The other issue has to do with the soul sand valley. You see, under the lava seas is soul sand blocks. When you drop sand on them, they drop the block, which if it is in lava, destroys the sand. So you have to listen to that kind of shh kind of sound, or else you lose the sand. It probably wasn't the best idea to do this entire thing in a soul sand valley. Also, I got bored of placing sand, so I mined out a too high area around the lava sea level just to get a feeling of the area. I was getting pretty annoyed about the amount of sand I had to place, but once I mined this out, the majority of the area I don't have to place sand for. I think that is enough for now. I've done enough. The next step is to get to the nether ceiling and dig out an area to put the flying TNT dupers. I'm not going to worry about the area from the lava seas down. I'm just going to focus on from the lava seas up to the nether ceiling. I'm here near the nether ceiling. I did a tunnel that outlines the outer borders. I have the supply set up to do some beacons, which just have to have their beam touch the ceiling to work. That should make the mining of all the netherrack a lot easier. Now, this is another week later, after I've mined out all of the area. If you're wondering, all the blocks on fire are because of gas fireballs. That is a bit of a problem. I'm hoping this is enough space for the TNT dupers to work, and hopefully they won't blow up. Also, doing all of that mining got me a ton of gold and quartz. I was running really low on quartz, so I can hold off making a piglin bartering system unless I need to do another big project involving redstone. Now it's time to build the TNT dupers. This is going to take a bit of resource gathering first. I'm going to need a lot of obsidian blocks. I'll have to use these obsidian blocks over the wither skeleton farm, or else it'd blow it up. Last is getting some coral fans, which are very important. The coral fans are found in the warm oceans close to deserts, basically in any warm biomes. Just to test things out, I built one of the flying TNT dupers in case I made a mistake. It went pretty well for about 20 seconds, then it stopped working via TNT. Who knew TNT was so dangerous? Not learning my lesson, I tried it again and, well, the same thing happened. And it happened again. But the fourth time was the charm, and it actually worked and blew up the area, and it went back and forth like it should. And boom. The other thing with all of this is the lava. So breaking the netherrack exposes lava springs, so you have random sources of lava floating in the air that you have to use blocks to fill in, which is a giant hassle, so it kind of blocks the ancient debris that I want to see. From what I've seen, the breaking of the dupers, it's because the TNT explodes, it propels some of the TNT up, which explodes and destroys the dupers. My solution is to dig a deeper spot so that this hopefully doesn't happen. I think another 4 blocks down should do it, and maybe 4 wide. That should be enough for it not to explode, or at least give it enough space. The other thing I wanted to check out was how far the TNT was going down. So this is at the level of the lava seas. You can see it's blowing up things around this level. So even though the dupers are at the ceiling, they're actually reaching all the way down here, which is good. Now that I've actually built a working TNT duper and I've made enough space, the next thing is to build a whole bunch of them, an entire line, and also the return stations. So let's get started. So before I activate this thing, I thought I'd just give a quick explanation of the TNT duper. So I'll have a link in the description if you want to know how to build it. It shows you how to build it, but doesn't really explain things overly well. So with flying machines, obviously use slime. The sticky pistons will push and pull. They'll be powered by the observers, which will go off when the flying machine moves. So with this, you need dead coral fans for the duplication of the TNT. Basically, when the minecart will be on an activator rail, when it moves back and forth, it fires a signal which primes the TNT, and there's a wall right there. This one's a little off because it's already run once, so the TNT should be under that wall. But besides that, everything is how it's supposed to work. If I just hit that signal, it should go out and work perfectly fine, go all the way to the other end and back. So anyways, let's show you how this thing looks, how it got to this point where the entire floor is destroyed. So let's check out the end result. So you can see it did a ton of damage, although it's not completely done. It still needs a lot of work. There's still a lot of lava and some spots it didn't hit. So let's check how much ancient debris I have in here. So there's 5 ancient debris, 2 netherite ingots. I also have 7 here. So that is about 12. So I could get 3 more netherite ingots. Also, I had to use some netherite ingots on my gear because I was really getting attacked by mobs. So I have all of my gear is netherite now. I still got to upgrade some of my gear here, but I also have some extra netherite ingots, which is pretty good. I think this is a good spot to end this because if I keep going, it's going to take a lot longer. So with this, I'm running out of slime blocks to repair things and also add more TNT dupers. So I'm gonna have to expand my slime farm eventually to finish this. Also, when I do this in a future episode, what I want to do is be more thorough with it. So just kind of run one TNT duper, let it destroy the area, and then do the next one, because it seems to have issues when you do multiple at a time. It kind of destroys the one next to it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It definitely took a lot of work. And one thing I want to say about this is, if you plan on doing something like this, don't do it as big as I did it, because it took me a long time. Try to do something more on a smaller scale with the amount of resources you have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and thank you guys for watching.